We investigated every team that they've played in that time span, every official that's reffed one of their games in the last 10 days, all to find out if this pandemic could have found its way to Memphis through the Grizzlies. We broke the news earlier today, TSSAA confirming to us that Freedom Prep Academy will be forced to vacate its first 7 wins of the season. It was during the 2008 season that Bridges met his hero right here at FedEx Forum in the visitors' locker room. It was an encounter that he'll never forget. It's not on a field or on a court, but here in this computer lab that Oxford High School competes in the newest and fastest growing sport in the state of Mississippi. He will be allowed to work out here at the University of Memphis practice facility. He'll get better every day with his teammates and continue to work on his game before the 2020 NBA draft. It's a sports cliche. Players and teams have heart, but for one Mid-South athlete, her heart is betraying her. For anyone going up against Jayla Boyland on the court, there's a long scouting report to prepare.
As far as playing basketball, she's a very hard worker. She doesn't give up.
She's a great three-point shooter. She had really good handles. Like, she was always crossing people up, just playing.
She's a great three-point shot. That's probably my favorite thing to watch her do.
Jayla had a basketball in her hands before she could remember, and she was good. But during one practice before sophomore season with the Bartlett High School Lady Panthers, something felt off.
And I started feeling dizzy, but I was about to keep playing through it, but then it got worse. I started having like sharp pains in my chest.
We took her to the ER, to Le Bonheur, and they did a couple tests and sent us back home that day.
Later that night, well actually early that morning, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, she came and told us that she was still hurting pretty bad.
Jayla, then 15 years old, was diagnosed with a rare cardiac disease. Blood results revealed she'd suffered a heart attack during that incident at practice. Crushed but not broken, the Boyland family was held up by the Bartlett girls basketball program.
When she was in the hospital, at one point they were there every day. They came, hung out for a couple hours, even after practices.
All the players were there, and that was just sad because, I didn't want anything bad to happen to her because her and her family are they've always been the type to do something for you.
Jayla is now sidelined. Doctors afraid a return to the court would threaten her life. In the nearly 3 years since, she's had numerous operations and visited hospitals across the country for treatment.
Not being able to, to make her feel better, seeing her go through the whole process is pretty tough, and not having answers, that's the toughest thing.
I think it's made me stronger as a person. It showed me that I'm more mentally tough than I thought I was, and physically.
Jayla has too much heart to quit. While maintaining her 4.0 GPA, Jayla refused to give up on basketball or the Bartlett program. She still attends every practice and game. She runs drills, keeps stats, and tracks coaching adjustments too.
I push for them to work hard against each other because I know if I was out there, I'll be trying to work hard too.
But most of all, she's there inspiring her teammates with her determination and bravery.
She's like, okay, you've missed this many layups or this many free throws, so you got to step your game up, you got it, and she's just very encouraging.
It's tough to even measure that the impact that Jayla has on this school, on this program.
The team has saved her number and spot on the bench. They even hung her senior poster as if she was still playing.
It means a lot because they could have easily gave my jersey to anybody else or my spot. They could have just walked away after they found out about it, but they continued to stay and support me.
We become a family now. We're not just the high school and us. We're all a family unit now.
Jayla's now waiting for a heart transplant and just last month was put on a list of critical patients. But she doesn't seem to hear a word about the dangers. Only one thing catches her ear regarding a potential operation.
It motivates me because I know I can still. The doctors actually told me some of the heart transplant patients, they went back to professional sports.
I hope one day she can play basketball again because that's something that she loves to do.
And hopefully I could play basketball again because I've been waiting for that.
Hopefully one day soon we'll be hearing about Jayla playing for UConn, her favorite college basketball program. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated as she continues this long and brave journey. Reporting in studio, Peter Fleischer, WREG News Channel 3. The video streaming service Twitch has become one of the largest content platforms in the country. Best known as a digital venue to watch hosts play video games, some users have tens of thousands of subscribers that pay to watch. Users can play games, music, cook food, or perform however they want, and it's turned into a serious business.
The basic concept is you're doing that thing live and people are watching you and interacting. So it's like TV, but they can talk directly to the person.
St. Jude first jumped into the gaming world back in 2014 with its St. Jude Play Live Summit. Gamers from across the country gather at the hospital every summer to play with patients and help raise money.
Hey, gamers can play games and do good for charity. There's only a small amount that was raised that very first year, and it just keeps growing and growing.
As with St. Jude, I have no problem saying if you can afford it, you should give them money.
Flash forward 6 years, and collecting donations through streaming and video games is now a massive fundraiser for the hospital.
We've had over 275 people come here, raise money for the kids. There's over 20,000 influencers that support the mission of St. Jude online.
It's a natural connection. Young patients connect to pros that do the same things they love, while the Twitch platform allows massive influencers to give back.
Kids love video games, there's no question about that. So some of the kids at the hospital are fans of Twitch and fans of Twitch streamers. So there is that overlap, but I think at the end of the day, we're just compelled by what a great cause it is.
They've really embraced the mission of St. Jude, and it's fun to watch the kids' faces when they can get to play games with some of their heroes in gaming.
St. Jude officials say streaming and video games led to over $12 million in donations last year, more than the prior 4 years combined.
$1 million for St. Jude.
It was capped off by a user named Dr. Lupo. Widely regarded as one of the most popular video game streamers on Twitch, Dr. Lupo raised more than $2 million during a 24-hour stream.
He is very connected to the mission. He's been to campus. He loves playing the games with the kids. And to watch him raise the $2.3 million during his 24-hour live stream was incredible.
With its 7th annual Play Live event looming and more streamers than ever donating to St. Jude, there's hope the money raised for charity will continue to climb.
Streamers who do it see an increase each year. So I'm personally going to shoot for some big numbers.
They've raised over $23 million. There's over 20,000 donors and growing, and we're really excited about the future of what gaming can contribute.
These streamers have become crucial parts of saving lives at St. Jude.
There you go, Prof, that's right.
They might have fun doing it, but they leave a serious impact.
Funds raised by gamers are critical that families never pay St. Jude for anything. Treatment, travel, housing, or food, so that all a family has to worry about is helping their child get better.
There was no Thanksgiving holiday for the Tigers program today. In action all the way out in Brooklyn, taking on veteran-laden NC State in the Barclays Center Classic. Memphis fans out in full force. Not so thankful for the NCAA, though, even on Turkey Day. After a slow start, Alex Lomax breaking the press, lobbing it up to Lance Thomas for the slam. The 14-2 run here makes it a 23-17 Tigers lead. Moments later, freshman guard Boogie Ellis starts to catch fire. Stepping into the three-pointer, Ellis had 17 points in the first half alone. Closing minutes now. Look at the move here. Lomax picks up the pick, drive to the basket, finishing with the left hand. Memphis leading 55-39, heading into the locker room. Back came NC State, but Tyler Harris had an answer. The former Cordova Wolf. Look at that NBA range. Harris 3 for 3 from distance tonight. And then in the closing minutes, it's Harris again, this time getting 3 the hard way, connecting on the floater plus the and one. The Tigers continue to win without James Wiseman. They hold off NC State 83-78. Due to the struggles of Ole Miss and Mississippi State this season, the 2019 Egg Bowl is really just the battle for 5th place in the SEC West. But it's still the most important game of the year, as it should be, with the winner holding on to the most crucial bragging rights in the Magnolia State. So we'll get right down to action in Starkville because this one got nuts. The early going was all State. That's Nick Gibson taking the handoff around the right side. He's going to go the distance, 27 yards into the end zone. The Bulldogs will jump out to a 14-0 lead, but the Rebels responded right before halftime now. Jerion Ely making up for an earlier fumble. He finds pay dirt from 5 yards out. It was tied at 14 into the break and then tied most of the second half. This game was a slugfest. It came down to the final seconds. Here, Bullies up by 7. Matt Corral finds Elijah Moore for what seemed to be the game-tying touchdown. But look at this. Unsportsmanlike conduct called on that celebration, and that makes it a longer extra point for Ole Miss. As you'd have it, karma gets them. The Rebels miss that extra point wide right. They lose by 1 point. This has got to be one of the craziest endings in the history of this rivalry. But when the dust settles, State hangs on at home 21-20. Memphis football still has a lot to play for this season, a division championship, a conference crown, and potentially a spot in the Cotton Bowl. But Friday, tomorrow, will be the final time that a special group of seniors walks onto the field at the Liberty Bowl, a place where they've thrilled Tiger Nation for 4 to 5 years. This senior class has won 36 games since most of them stepped on campus, and while they're not done yet, they're happy to leave the program a little bit better than they found it.
It's something that I'm really proud of. I'm proud of them for all that they've accomplished. But I want to send them out the right way. And if we can end Friday hoisting a trophy, that'll be a heck of a way to wrap it up.
We try to lay the groundwork and try to lay the foundation of the work that it takes to get to where we are now and leave it better than we left it.
With an exciting young roster, a mostly clean bill of health, and a foundation of success seemingly on the horizon, the Grizzlies have a lot to be thankful for as 2019 comes to a close. The Grizz had the day off today after their last-second loss against the Clippers last night, and before Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz returned to Memphis tomorrow night. That meant the coaching staff and the players had the day off, a rare chance to kick back and enjoy some family time in the middle of the grueling NBA season. It turns out it's times like these with their loved ones that the Grizz are most thankful for.
I would just say my family, friends, health, basketball. I do have my family coming in and a couple friends, but I'm just really thankful for my family.
Just thankful to be here, thankful for my family, everybody who helped me to get to this point. I don't have no plans other than to eat at the house.
I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for being able to play this game of basketball and provide for my family. I'm thankful for my daughter, to be able to provide for her and be a father.
That's all for sports. More news, Channel 3 at 10 right after the break.